I filled it in. No time for that doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win, applied myself, I filled it in. No time for that doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, applied myself.
What up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to Dave's Doghouse. I am excited about today's episode. Welcome. This is episode 9 on Dave's Doghouse. You know, I'm excited about today's show. I hope you are as well. I got some really good topics to talk about today. I'm going to go more in depth, kind of like how you saw last time when I talked about the Orlando Magic. But I'm grateful for you guys that have been tuning in. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I am live right now on Facebook, YouTube, and X. So if you're on any of those platforms, like it, repost it, share it, and if you can subscribe, make sure you subscribe on it as well. I'm excited about today's episode. Like I said before, as you can see, we just finished the regular R2L show. You had the Dummy Bros, of course, me and my guy Tomo, and CTC's own Carl that was on the show. As you can see, he's also in the comments right now. So shout out to everybody that's watching the show on whatever platform that you're on, because I'm excited about today's show because we are in Dave's Doghouse. So you know what we do. My guy, you in the doghouse. We put people in the doghouse and we got dogs in the yard. That's what you heard the howl for. So, man, I can't wait to talk about who's in, who's out, who are the dogs of the week, and who could potentially be in the very next time. Because there's some things that's been going on, some things that just literally just happened just now while I'm talking to you guys. So, like I said, I'm excited about today's show. We got some really good topics today. Well, not topics, I got the same topics, but I'm gonna go more in depth, just to give you guys more of a history of the people that I'll be talking about. That way you'll get to know more about these teams, because I know most media shows don't really tell you about teams, more about like the history and stuff like that. So I'm gonna get more in depth into it. Not for just about almost everybody that's on today except for one, but you'll pretty much hear it all. So let's get started with today's show. And we can't do a show without me on it without saying,
turn me up.
Like I said, I'm excited. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about who's in or who's out. So, as you can see from last week, this was the Doghouse from the last episode 8. If you didn't see it, make sure you go tune in. We had to add the Chicago Bulls in there and the WBC. As you can see, there's some other people still there. You got Brian Cashman from the Yankees that are there, the Washington Wizards, and the nice young lady that I had to put in there, Cheryl, I believe is her name. So those are the people that are in the doghouse right now. Today, no one is out of the doghouse, although there is someone in the doghouse that's a possibility of going out, and that's Brian Cashman. The reason why I'm saying Brian Cashman because the Yankees are right now in pursuit of Juan Soto. Juan Soto is one of the most sought after players in the MLB right now. He is right now currently with the San Diego Padres, but the Yankees are looking to make a deal to get him. The Yankees just traded for Alex Verdugo, and I believe I thought that he was going to be a piece, but they're saying that he's going to be there until at least in 2024. So let's see exactly what happens with this entire deal. There's nothing that's been that's been imminent yet, but they just left the meetings in Nashville and are headed the way back to New York. So we'll see what happens. The news may happen while I'm talking about the show. So who knows? That's who has a possibility of being out of the doghouse. But right now, while we're going through these things, we're going to go ahead and get started with the doghouse. Because right now we are turning up in Dave's doghouse. But now we got to go ahead and talk about some of these teams that are not doing so well. We got to talk about this first team. I kind of feel bad for this team, but then again, I can't say that I really do because I said that this was going to happen. But we're going to go ahead and talk about them. So, for starters, this team started in 1933. This is an NFL team, by the way. Started in 1933. Winningest head coach is Andy Reid, who has a record of 130 and 93 and 1 in this history with them. They only have one Super Bowl title, which is in 2018. Record going into this season altogether, from their team history is 613 and 613 wins, 630 losses, and 27 ties. Post their playoff record is dead even at 25 and 25. The most career yards rushing is from LaShawn McCoy, who has about almost 7,000 rush yards in his career. Most career passing yards is Donovan McNabb, 32,873 yards passing. Most career catches is from Harold Carmichael with 589 catches. He played from 1971 to 1983. Most career sacks is from, the legend, Reggie White, from 1985 to 1992. Most career interceptions, they got some well-known players. You got Eric Allen, Bill Bradley, and Brian Dawkins. Everybody know who Brian Dawkins is. B-Dog. He was a beast. Most career points is one of the best kickers of all time, David Akers. And the current team owner is Jeffrey Lurie. So if you don't know who I'm talking about right now, I'm talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I'm not putting the entire team into the doghouse. I can take them out. So it's official, Teddy? Is it official? Well, I don't see it right now. It ain't here yet, Teddy. So until I get it, until I see it, I ain't doing that. But yeah, you're right. You're right, Carl. I'm not letting up. I ain't letting up. Because it's time to knock these boys out. So let me tell you why I put the Philadelphia Eagles up here. Because it's not the entire team, but I got to talk about this defense, man. So they've played 12 games this year. 9 of those 12 games, they've allowed 20 plus. 5 of those games, they've allowed over 25 plus. Now, they only have 2 losses in the season. Of course, they had one against the New York Jets, and then they got blown out at home to my San Francisco 49ers. So, we got to talk about this. They've allowed 30 points twice to the Commanders. They allowed 34 points to the Buffalo Bills. And then, San Francisco went in there dressed in all black, went to make some bird stew, made some eagle wings with mumbo sauce. We had a whole barbecue up in there and beat them boys 42-19 in their home. But let's talk about how bad this defense has been all season long. So right now, they are currently ranked 29th in the league in yards per game, allowing over 260 yards per game. They are 24th in points allowed, allowing 24 points per game. As you can see, I just mentioned that. That's 260 passing yards allowed per game. Altogether, they've allowed 27 touchdowns through passing touchdowns all season long. The best thing about this defense is they're fourth in rushing defense, only in averaging, only allowing 90.3 yards per game. Their overall defense is 22nd in the league, allowing 350 yards per game, and their defense has allowed 36 touchdowns all season long. So it's not really looking good for their defense. And if we understand about the Eagles, their bread and butter last year was the pass defense. That pass defense was one of the best things that they had last year. You know, they had all these sacks. They had over 80 sacks as a team last year. So they were pretty much doing whatever they wanted when it came. You had Hassan Reddick. I think they had 4 or 5 guys that had over 10 sacks. And we thought that I won't say we all thought, but we at least thought it would still be pretty good. But, you know, the only person in their defensive line they really lost was Javon Hargrave, who went to San Francisco. But they went and drafted Jalen Carter out of Georgia. You know, they went and drafted Nolan Smith out of Georgia. And then they had Davis that they got from Georgia last year, Jordan Davis. So it's not like they had pieces on their defensive line that we thought was going to be bad. But we didn't think it was going to be like this. You still got Darius Slay. I know C.J. Gardner-Johnson is gone. They've had some injuries in that defense, but you went and traded for Kevin Byard, who has been one of the most consistent and best safeties in the league the last few seasons. You still got Darius Slay, but he has not looked Darius Slay-ish this year. He's been getting cooked a few times this year. I know in some of those passes on Sunday, it was really not much he could do with BA. Now, I'm not saying BA torched him all game, but you can see that BA was able to get him a few times in that game. And then James Bradbury, you know, Debo has said his last offseason, you know, Bradbury's trash. Now, to Bradbury's credit, he actually didn't play that bad on Sunday. But overall, this team defense, they allowed 314 yards to the air from Brock Purdy. And Brock Purdy had one of his best games. He had 314 yards. He had a great completion percentage. Right now, he leads the league completion percentage, QBR, and quarterback rating. So, Eagles defense, I don't know what's up, man. I expected a lot more. You got an opportunity to prove that again this Sunday when you go when you play the Cowboys in Dallas on Sunday night. So we're all going to be able to see it. So let's see exactly what happens. I would say that you should expect to win after you get demolished like that at home, but we don't know. We don't know. Yep. You let Mac Jones throw for 300 yards. He has not done that very often this year. You know, Baker Mayfield, even though they only scored 11 points in that game, he looked pretty good throughout the game, you know, in moments. So I don't know what's up. You know, Josh Allen, who leads the league in interceptions, put 34 points on you. Josh Allen is a really good quarterback, one of the best in the league. But we all know he turns the ball over a lot. You know, Sam Howell had 2 of his best games against this defense. I mean, Sam Howell does lead the league in passing yards, but, you know, the Commanders aren't that good. Offense has improved this year. But you're the defending NFC champions. You represented the NFC in the Super Bowl. I don't think you should be playing this bad on your defense. So I'm expecting you to improve this. And if not, then you always have a home in the Doghouse. So, Eagles, I just got to say one last thing. And another thing. My guy, you in the Doghouse. So, welcome to the Doghouse. But, you know, you are 10-2 right now. You're still top in the NFC right now, but you just got to take care of business. Take care of business Sunday. You still got the number 1 seed, but if not, then you know San Francisco takes that spot. So we'll see. We'll see. You got an opportunity to continue to keep winning, but you didn't look good on Sunday when you were supposed to be the best team in the NFL. So let's just say that you now know that San Francisco is better than you. Now, you see the other team that's on here. This is my favorite college basketball team, the Duke Blue Devils. I don't like how things are going for us. So let me tell you a little bit about Duke. Located in Durham, North Carolina, over have 119 seasons altogether. From started in 1905. Um, Overall record since 1905 is 2,278 wins to 923 losses, which is a 71% win percentage, which is great. So this has been a great school overall throughout the history of Duke basketball. Um, you've been in the ACC, the Southern, and the IND conference. You're currently in the ACC right now. You have won the conference championship 23 times in the regular season and 27 times in the tourney. You've been in the NC tournament for 45 years, so 45 out of 119 years, not bad. 45, you're 119 and 40 in those tournament games, 17 Final Fours, 5 NCAA championships, 1991, 92, 2001, 2010, and 2015. And the AP rank poll, you've been ranked in the AP poll 48 times in the preseason and 51 times in the final for 876 weeks total. Yeah, I know. Duke is my fan. Duke is my team. But y'all gonna understand this. Y'all gonna understand this, Ty and Teddy. Let me tell you what's been going on with Duke lately, man. So this season, Duke started off the number 2 ranked team in the country, preseason rank. Lost the first game against Arizona after two pretty easy games before that. Then we beat Michigan State, beat them pretty well, beat them by 9 in that tournament. Then we beat Bucknell, 90-60, but it's Bucknell. Beat LaSalle 95-66. Then you beat Southern 80-62. So it looks like you starting to get on a roll. You only got one loss. That was Arizona, who is now the number 1 team in the country. So I really shouldn't be too upset at that. However, the last 2 games you've lost to 2 unranked teams. You've lost to Georgia Tech, who's in your conference, and you've also lost to Arkansas. You were ranked the number 2 team in the country. Now you went from 2 all the way to number 22. I'm expecting a little bit more than this, dude. Now, I understand that we don't have Cooper Flagg yet, who is the number 1 recruit in the 2024 class. He's going to be coming here next season. But we did get some really good guys in this class. So I was expecting us to be a little bit better, not to lose to 2 unranked teams. Now, if I was to see us lose, I could have seen us lose to Michigan State, who was a ranked team at the time. Well, I could see the Arizona loss now because of where they are. They're the number 1 team in the country, so I see that. And it's not even about you losing those 2 games. It's more so where you are right now in your conference. It's early on, so I'm not saying that this is exactly where you're going to be, but I just feel a little, a small little concern right now. Right now, you are the 4th worst team in the ACC, and you've lost 2 straight. Now, Arkansas is a pretty good team, and I feel like they've been playing well this year. But Georgia Tech, you should have been able to win that game. If you were preseason ranked the number 2 team in the country, then you should at least have the one game that you played in your conference. You should have at least won that one because it's Georgia Tech. Now, we can get back up into the ranks, but I did not see us going from 2 all the way to 22. We dropped 20 spots. 20 spots, guys. Like, dude, come on. We better than this. You see the history I just brought up. We should be doing a lot more than what we're doing right now. I I want to see more out of this. I expect you guys to be better. I don't expect you to be in the doghouse very long. But right now, with these two losses that you've had, one of them being Georgia Tech, which was not good, you deserve to be in the doghouse right now. So, unfortunately, Duke, my guy, you in the doghouse. Now that we got the bad news out the way, let's talk about the good stuff. There's another. Now we're talking about the dogs. Dogs of the week. Who are the dogs of the week this time? Well, this team has been in the NFL for 78 seasons. Started in 1946. Winningest coach is George Seifert with a record of 98 and 30 and 0, no ties. Um, this team has 5 Super Bowl titles. One of a few teams that have 5 or more Super Bowl titles. You know, you got there's only 4 teams. You got the Dallas Cowboys, San Francisco 49ers. You got the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So you're lucky to be one of those 4 teams. Record going to this season: 612 wins to 510 losses and 16 ties. Playoff record 35 and 23, so you're over 500, which is great. That means you've been a great franchise all around. Most career rushing yards in your team history: Frank Gore with 11,073 yards. Most career passing yards: Joe Montana. We know who he is. He was once considered one of the best quarterbacks ever. 35,000 yards, 35,124 yards in his career. Um, as a 49er. Most career receptions in 49er history. Of course, you know, the GOAT receiver of all time, Jerry Rice, with 1,281 catches. Most career sack was Cedric Harmon. I know, probably thought it would have someone else in the 49ers. You just thought maybe Bryant Young. No, Cedric Harmon. Most career interceptions, Ronnie Lott with 51. Most career points, Jerry Rice with 1,130 points. And the current team owner is Denise DiBartolo York, who, you know, if you hear the word DiBartolo, you think Eddie DiBartolo, but, you know, remember he had to give up the team for a certain reason. So it's none other than the San Francisco 49ers. I know I've had the defense up here, I've had a few players up here, but I got to put the overall team up here because we've played great with everyone healthy, and I know not everyone is able to do that. And yes, one of our guys are out for the rest of the season with Talanoa Hufanga, who I believe was the best defensive back of everyone in the backfield that we have. So, you know, I definitely hoping for your recovery, but I like the backup that you have there with Jair Brown out of Penn State. He's been stepping up and doing what he needs to do. So great job to you. But San Fran, your defense has been phenomenal this year. And, you know, there's another bet that I have out there that someone threw out there who happens to be an Eagles fan, who said that our defense wouldn't be top 5, and we are currently overall, from what I've seen in the rankings, we have the overall number 1 team in the NFL as far as defense. Now, as far as total yards, the Browns lead it right now, but we are number 5 in total yards allowed per game, which is only 298 yards. That's just 2 yards under 300 yards. Our pass defense is ranked 14th overall, which is where we need to improve the most. 219 yards allowed, 12 touchdowns. Rushing, we are number 1 in rushing on defense right now with 79 yards allowed, only six rushing touchdowns allowed all season long. Great job, defense. And in points, thanks to Sunday, you know, we allowed 19 points. If we didn't allow that last touchdown, we would still be number 1. But We now are number two in points allowed per game, with the Ravens ahead of us right now with 15.6, who's only allowed 16 total touchdowns all season long. We've only allowed 19. So as you can see, those are pretty much the top two defenses in the league right now, the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers, who do play each other on Christmas. So we'll see who's the better defense that day, I believe. So you've been playing pretty well all season long. You've been doing a great job. Continue doing what you're doing in San Francisco, and you have an opportunity to make it to the Super Bowl again for the first time since 2019, which was 4 years ago. So let's see what you can do. Show me that you deserve to be in the Super Bowl. Now, let's go over to basketball. This team, history, 57 season in the NBA, 48 in the NBA, and 9 in the ABA. Started in 1967. Overall record is just above 500, 2,321 wins to 2,228 losses. 51% win percentage overall. You were in the NBA since 1894. Oh well, no, sorry. So you have 1,894 wins in the NBA to 1,911 losses, and in the ABA you have 427 losses and 427 wins and 317 losses. 36 playoff appearances altogether, 27 in the NBA and 9 in the ABA. You have 3 championships, none in the NBA, but you have 3 ABA championships. Now, what team could I possibly be talking about? I'm talking about the Indiana Pacers. This Pacers team is in the semifinals in the in-season tournament. Tyrese Halliburton has been having one of his best seasons all year long, this year. Let me tell you what his numbers were in November. So in November alone, he averaged 28.6 points per game, 11.7 assists per game, 53% from the field, and 47% from three. Only Michael Jordan in March of 1989 and LeBron James in February 2017 and 2018 ever averaged 25 and 10 with 50 and 40% shooting in 1 month. That is the only time this has happened. It's only happened 3 other times, and 2 of them are the 2 best players to ever play in the NBA. The Pacers are undefeated in the in-season tournament. Again, I said this on the R2L show. I don't think anyone thought that they would be this good. And look at where they are. They have an opportunity to go to the in-season tournament final and win $500,000 for each player. And if not, they at least get $100,000. And if they make it there and lost, that's at least $250,000. Yes, Ty is the only person that believed in his team. But that's your team. You're supposed to believe in your team. So, but I'm still going to give you credit because you saw what we didn't see. You saw what we didn't. I knew Tyrese Halliburton was good, but I didn't know if this team was going to be this well. This team has been playing outstanding in the in-season tournament. And not just in the in-season tournament, they've been playing well this year. They can't guard anybody, but if you saw that game against the Celtics, they played defense because they knew that this game meant something. You know, we had a question who out of the 2 teams who would make it, the Orlando Magic or the Indiana Pacers. I mean, the Magic still have the better record right now, but the Pacers are making an argument that like, hey, look, if we healthy, if Halliburton is healthy, we got a chance. We got a chance. You know, you went and got Bruce Brown from the Denver Nuggets. So you got somebody that can do something. So let's see if we can keep this going. So Indiana Pacers, you've been doing a great job. Proud of the things that you're doing. Keep up the great work, Indiana. And then last but not least, yes, the NBA. I'm putting the NBA up here. The reason why I'm putting the NBA up here is because we all did not know exactly what was going to happen with this in-season tournament. We didn't know exactly how exciting this was going to be. We had no idea that the ratings would change, that attendance would change. You know, in November, NBA games averaged 18,210 attendance in November. That's the highest for the month in November in league history. That is due to the in-season tournament. Not only that, some teams and some players had some success in November. The Minnesota Timberwolves went 13-2 in the month of November, which was the greatest Minnesota-based record in pro sports history. That's in the NBA, Major League Baseball, and the National Hockey League. So that's never happened. And remember, they had players like Kevin Love that used to play for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They had Sam Cassell that was there. They had Latrell Sprewell that had played there for a few years. You had Kevin Garnett that had played there. And they've never had a month like this, ever. Shows you that something's going on. I told you what happened for Tyrese Halliburton in November. Did you know that Kevin Durant in the month of November averaged 33 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 53.5% per game? The NBA has been doing I think this was a great idea. I think we can all agree now that the in-season tournament was a great idea. So, bravo to the NBA tournament. And great job to everybody that are dogs this week. Got to give you that. So you've been doing a great job. I'm excited for everything that you've been doing. Thank you all for tuning in for today's Doghouse today. I'm excited about this. I'm glad you guys were able to tune in and see how things turned out. And just know that I'm happy about the results of everything. Can't wait to talk about episode 10. This is episode 9 that you're currently watching, because there's some people that I'm telling you right now who just may be on there. Kayla Martin just balled out tonight, 24 points tonight. Caitlin Clark. I'll tell you about her stats when I make her a dog. But we'll see, man. Like I said, I'm excited. Thank you all for tuning in to Dave's Doghouse. It's been a great show. And as I said, thank you for everything that you guys have done, because
you know what I'm here for.
I'm here to get you entertainment.
Bing bang.
Gotta give you what you guys want, and I gotta drop bombs. And gotta have fun. So again, thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you tune into all the other shows on the network. BWT, CTC, FFC, Dave's Doghouse, the George Jordan Show, In the Red Corner, and Real Ballers Only. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.